Okay, usual disclaimers, make good bedtime reading. I recommend them. Okay, so TG Metals is coming up for our 2-year anniversary since listing. In that time we've only had one other capital raising, that was on the back of the Burmeister Discovery last year. Since then we've been pretty well hammered in the market coming into post-December. Today we have a market cap of around 20 million after a boost yesterday, but that's still probably the cheapest lithium stock on the ASX that actually has a deposit, not just rock chips and a couple of drill holes, actual deposit. Our top 50 shareholders have stuck with us right through from listing through to today. Directors and management have a fair slice as well. And we have a very strong board with great experience industry-wide, and as coming into it too, we've also got a bit of marketing experience there too, which will come in handy as we develop our new discovery. So this is our only deposit. Our only project is Lake Johnson project in the region. We're not an orphan around the area for lithium. So there's 4 operating lithium mines around us to the west, to the east and to the south. We're close to the Esperance port, which is always good. You need a path to market in anything that you are exploring for and developing. We have the dominant land position in Lake Johnson, and we also believe that we've got the best land as well in terms of lithium exploration. Burmeister lithium deposit. It's the largest deposit in the belt. There are others, but ours is the largest, and we hope to capitalise that further as well. We've got more prospects to explore. This is turning out to be an area with proven lithium endowment and an emerging province. So onto a Burmeister lithium pegmatite deposit. So just last week we released our exploration target statement for the Burmeister lithium deposit. This was basically to give investors an idea of the size. We knew internally how big it was, but externally we were getting a lot of chatter around, you know, it's too thin, it's too deep, it's too small, it's a stranded deposit. But as you can see, it's a potential standalone. This is, we've got between 15 and 20 million tonnes, 0.97 to 1.19, and we believe that we can easily achieve the 20 million tonne high range target. The main deposit's 1,500 metres in strike length and 800 metres wide. It's not going to be a small pit, it's going to be a big pit. A lot of work went into this. We basically treated it as if it was a resource model. It's based on drilling, and drilling that's done very recently. There's no historical drilling in this at all. And also we got some conceptual pit shells done, and that was also based on real data as well. So we used the Mount Catlin expansion study. Mount Catlin is an operating lithium mine to the south of us, and we used those parameters to come up with 2 pit shells where we chosen one at $1,500 per tonne SC6 concentrate, and other one at $2,500. And the reason why we the reason why we use those is because that's basically industry examples of what are currently being used in feasibility studies, and we believe that at least 1,500 is what needs to be for an incentive to actually get another mine up and running. Burmeister is a significant hard rock lithium deposit on its own, but we also have other prospects. Importantly, it's a stacked pegmatite system. So how is that important? Well, that basically brings down your stripping ratio when you're dealing with fairly flat pegmatites. So and that has actually helped along Burmeister enormously, as you can see from the pit shells that have been derived, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. So as a potential standalone size and grade, typically the lithium pegmatite operations have a plant at around between 1 million tonne per annum and up to 4 million tonne per annum. If you've got a 1 million tonne per annum plant, then you've basically got a 20-year mine life if you're basing it on a Burmeister deposit. So it doesn't need to be 100 million tonnes. 20 million tonnes is fine for a start. There's more to be found in the region, and that'll just add to the whole story. We rank high in Burmeister compared against other hard rock lithium projects. So I've got a table in the appendix that I'll show you at the end, which basically ranks us at, if we had a resource on it, defined that it would be number 9 in Australia in terms of size and grade. Some of our best drill intercepts from our recent drilling, you can see there we're getting over 20 metre intercepts at well over 1%, which is basically driving the pit shells down, but to the base of the existing pegmatites that we've defined. They're high grades, it's consistent mineralisation. In that regard, it's quite unusual. Normally with lithium pegmatites, they're highly differentiated, and you'll get even blank areas within your pegmatite where you won't get any grade. We don't see that at Burmeister at all. It's very consistently mineralised throughout with spodumene. We have very low levels of any other lithium-bearing minerals. So that is also a plus for the deposit. So this is a long section through Burmeister, and as you can see there, the pit shells really do go right to the bottom of the pegmatites. So that gives us a lot of encouragement for deeper drilling as well. But as you can see, the spacing there as well, so that's currently on 200 metres. We're going to close that up to 100 metres by 100 metres for our first inferred resource. And that won't cost us a lot to get there either, around about $1.5 million to do that, basically because we're drilling flat pegmatites and we're going to stick to the defined pit shells to guide us on our drill depths. It also helps to have the odd fault in there which pushes your pegmatites up to the higher levels as well. And we've got a couple of those coming in on the pits as well. To help us with defining those, we've recently conducted a seismic survey, and that's been run across Burmeister and also across our adjacent Jägermeister prospect to the east. That's currently getting processed now, and we hope to get the results for that in the next couple of weeks. And that should definitely show us where our faults are, and we're hoping that it will also show us exactly where our extensions to our pegmatites are as well at depth. So basically, yep, at the moment it's open, up dip, down dip and along strike, and we've got our infill drilling will definitely define us an easy win for our inferred resource coming up. Just on the mineralogy, so as I said before, spodumene is our dominant mineralisation. In fact, it's almost our only lithium mineralisation, and that's what you want when you're dealing with a pegmatite. You don't want too many other extraneous lithium mineralogies in there, because that means you've got to remove them in the circuit and put them into a different concentrate. It's simple mineralogy, so we're hoping that translates into simple metallurgy as well. We've currently got core samples in at IMO labs in Perth, which we're doing cytometallurgy tests on. What the cyto test will do is actually run through the full gamut of what we can do for metallurgy on our deposit, and then out of that we'll pick a flow sheet which we can go forward with other tests, more lock cycle test work and stuff like that going forward. So onto our upside. So Jägermeister, the Jägermeister prospect shown here, it's just to the east of Burmeister. You can see we've got a pit outline there for Burmeister, just to show the relative scale. Our main targets there are target A and target B towards the top there. And you can see there, the soil anomalies there are of an order of magnitude larger than the soil anomaly for Burmeister. take that as you will, but we're hopeful that we can get at least repeats of Burmeister at Target A and Target B in Jägermeister, and that will add further to our projects. So with drilling POWs for that, programs of work are currently in train at the moment, which they should be coming in any day now, but then everyone says that, don't they? We've got everything that we need to do in terms of surveys and everything else done. We're just waiting for the department to give us the go-ahead, including our Aboriginal surveys as well have been completed. And as I mentioned before, seismic field work, that'll also help us with our planning as well. We're very flexible in our drill planning, so we basically make sure that we can target and move around as much as we can, depending on the information that we get coming forward. So we've also got some other tenements around. So Taylor Rocks is a recently granted tenement. We haven't even been out there yet. It was an opportunistic pegging, and Rio Tinto's tenements border that. So we're keen to get out there. Tay Prospect to the south. Unfortunately, that's been had a bit of neglect since we've done got the Burmeister Discovery, but we'll be getting into that as well later on in the year. And we have other strategic applications up towards Poseidon's nickel plant further to the north. Just some pictures of our drill rigs in action. So basically the key investment drivers, as I said before, I think we're probably one of the cheapest lithium stocks on the market that's actually got a deposit. We've got an exploration strategy that works. Sure, lithium in soils probably doesn't work in every area, but it certainly does in our area. We've proven that with our drilling. We've got growth going forward with our Jägermeister prospects as well. We've got a very experienced team as well, and everything's working out well with them at the moment. They're keen to get in and start do some more drilling. They're keen to look at our other prospects as well. And we have cash in the bank. We've got $9 million. We really don't need to go out to market anytime soon. And just to finish off, this is the table I was talking about before, where we've slotted ourselves in there at number 9. Significantly with this is, so this is based on lithium carbonate equivalent. Significantly there, everything above us is either in production, or it's in construction, or it's got a DFS underway. And there's a few underneath us as well that are in production and have at least studies underway as well. So we believe we're undervalued by a long shot, and we're hoping to prove that more as we go along with our next drilling campaigns, and proving Burmeister up to our first resource. Okay, thank you everyone.